We're down at Clearlake Outdoors in Lakeport, California. Dave here is going to show us how to rig a bass rig, maybe one or two different ways.
And there's lots of ways to do it.
And there's lots of ways to do it. First of all, I guess we're going to start off with the
it's a 6/0 1/4 ounce hook.
6/0 1/4 ounce hook.
What I do, you want this to sit in there like that when you're done. So what I do first is I find dead center and use the hook to make yourself a hole. That's just to ream it out. And then you put that through there. Gives you the line tie, and then you're going to want to pull that back after, and then just figure out and use your thumb as a guide. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And then you want to put the tip back under there. That's probably the easiest way to rig the bass.
Now why don't you run the finger along there to show them the weedlessness of it?
Got the tip just barely hooked in there, so it is weedless.
So you can throw that right up in the toolies.
It'll come through the weeds just great. That's with a 6/0 1/4 ounce.
Okay, now how deep will that run?
You can let that sink to 20 feet, no problem.
20 feet, and then what would you do at 20 feet?
Well, this time of year there's a lot of fish 20 feet deep.
And how slow would the retrieve be to keep it down 20 feet?
Really slow right now.
Very slow?
Yeah, right now in the winter time you want to fish these as slow as you can.
Okay, cool.
And then in the spring I throw a lot of them on a revenge head, and it's got 4 eyes on it when it's done, but it works really good, and it's pretty simple also. Just start right, you want to get as close to center as you can. The hard part's getting it to come directly out the middle. You can see that.
Okay.
That works really good. In the spring you just swim that real slow. It's like I got 4 eyes on it, but it works really good.
Looks good.
Another way to rig them.
And why in the spring?
Well, because you don't have the weeds so much.
Oh, I see
and
what you mean.
That's not a weedless bait.
Okay.
This one's weedless, this one's not.
And what about winter? Would that be?
Well, yeah, you can still fish it. For some reason, for me, it works better in the spring to fish it to open hook like that.
Okay.
Another method a lot of guys are starting to use. This is a KSH custom weight.
Let me get a bit visual on that. Okay.
And that actually goes inside the body, and what you're going to be doing with this, and I personally haven't done one of these yet, but that's going to be inside the body just like that when you're done, and you're going to put a treble hook on it.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is use another hook to start a hole. And Mend It works great for gluing these things back together if you do make any extra holes. This will go all the way inside the body.
Tip it upside down again so I can see.
That is going inside.
Okay, I see. Okay, I want to get a visual of where that goes in.
That's
okay.
actually going all the way
Got
in.
it.
And what you're going to do is you're going to put that tip back through, pull this all the way through, and then just put a treble hook on the bottom of that.
Cool.
And so that is now like that, and that way the weight is totally inside the body, and you can just put a treble hook on that. Again, when there's no weed, you can fish the treble hook like that.
That looks awfully durable.
Yeah, that works really good.
So a fish wouldn't tear that up right away then, would it?
Another thing you can do on these, instead of putting the weight, if you wanted to fish it with hardly any weight, is you can actually take like a worm threader, push it all the way through, and pull it out and just tie a treble hook on there.
Okay. Now, let me get a picture of the package of that sinker thing you just put in there. What's that called?
It's KSH custom weights, custom baits. That's a 3/4 ounce.
Okay.
And this is
Get my finger out of the way here.
the hook we used in this one is 6/0 1/4 ounce
Okay.
monster hook, and then this one is a Revenge 1/2 ounce. You can use 3/4, you can use whatever suits you.
Okay. Good enough. Thank you.
That's 3 good ways to mess with it. Hi.